I have just discovered that when you want to go live on StreamYard, you have to hit a little button that says go live. I was chattering away and I wasn't live. How is everyone? Wonder if you guys will get me in a minute. Oh, let's turn this off.
Just discovered. Hi, everyone. I have
Right. Okay. That's another thing we've got to learn. Oh, I've already got a thumbs down. That's cool. Thanks, whoever gave me that. All just adds to my engagement. How are you guys? How are you, Robbie? Hi, Kylie. Thumbs down before I even say hello. You know you've made it when you get one of those. How are you, Groovers? Welcome to the Australian Controversial Drama Channel. Hey, Colorado Crime Con, how are you? Hey, Kylie. With you saying that, I've got my keyboard here because this is a little trial run for my new channel format. I was planning on going early a while ago, a few hours ago. Hi, Keza, how are you? But I basically thought I'd just do a test run of the channel, and I thought we could workshop it a little bit, maybe. Oh, I hate using that word. I've been in the corporate world for too long. But the idea for my channel is, for those of you who aren't aware, is to do a sort of light-hearted drama channel. Rather than us just going live and chatting about other YouTubers, the idea is for all of us to come together and share our tales of our biggest drama for the week. I'm also going to include a story each week from the news, something trivial and silly that we can discuss. And there'll also be a phone-in topic. I don't know, some of you may know my fuck apron that I was given, which is brilliant. It's got heaps of different, like, fuck millennials, fuck beards, fuck cafe lattes, all over it. And each week I'm going to randomly spin the apron and point, and that will be our topic for the following week. We can discuss it. But I'm just trying to work out the order. I don't know whether to start with a silly story, then maybe do drama stories, and then end with the topic, or whether we start with the topic and get into that, then do the lighthearted story of the week, and then move on to our personal dramas. So I'm using you guys. You're my little test audience. I've got a new camera too. I bought a webcam because my laptop camera, it's shite. I read a lot of reviews about it, and so I've purchased a little camera. But normally I'm planning on doing this. It'll be every Sunday in Australia at about 11 a.m. I've started way, way late. It's a beautiful day here. Yeah, the apron. I forgot to grab it out of the drawer because I'll have to get that for the end. In fact, why don't I do that now? But yeah, so there's sort of three elements to the show. There's the weekly drama llama, which will just be some random funny story from around the world. There'll be the topic based on the apron, and there'll also be little tales of woe. Or alternatively, I can do 2 shows a week. One will be based on the apron, and we'll just have an hour-long chat about whatever the topic is. And then the other show will be the funny story to kick things off, and then all of us chatting about our personal dramas. And, of course, because this is StreamYard, the idea is people call in and tell their tales of woe. More than happy for you to tell your tales of woe in chat as well if you're not comfortable coming up onto, the panel. But there'll be sort of, because of my background in radio, there will be some time restrictions. We're not going to have someone on panel for 2 hours and nobody else getting a word in, you know what I mean? Start with the topic, all right? So, or do we split it and do 2 shows? I'll go and grab the apron and we'll have a little chat about it. Also, I'm sort of starting to learn some StreamYard's tricks. They have offered me a free 7-day trial to use the advanced version of StreamYard. And then beyond that, I think there's a monthly fee of about $15 US. And you can cancel out in the 7-day trial. at any point in time. But I'm going to see if we can have a bit of fun with the capabilities I've got on the free version too. I'm just making notes here. Oh, I've got a microphone too, and I'm in stitches because it's I actually got the microphone for a different project I've got, but it's like the one that Mary Marlowe has and the one that Robbie's now got, but mine's a black version of it. It's on the air with Tori Hodgman. I don't know, if you don't watch Mary Marlowe, you won't know what that was about. Okay, let me get the apron. I've still got a shocking cough too. Apologies for that. Apparently this bronchitis takes about 6 weeks to go away, so that's nice. Well, Kylie's the only one giving any feedback at the moment. I can do 2 shows a week, yeah. So I think we'll do like a one show will be purely Fluck. Fluck something. I'm using Fluck. It's fuck with a silent L. So it is actually fuck. But obviously I can't put the word fuck in my headings or YouTube won't be happy about that. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. There's 7 people watching and I've got 7 likes and 1 thumbs down. So that's good. Good odds. And then, yeah, maybe we do maybe Sunday will be the drama day and then I'll do a weekly, maybe a midweek. The problem with the topic is I really want to get lots of engagement, and the majority of people who are on YouTube are Americans. I've tried going late at night during the week, hoping that America was waking up. So I get people saying they're getting ready for work, but they can't really join in. Hey, El Taylor, you're a smidge liquored up. Good on you, Colorado Crime Con. I would be too if I wasn't doing this. I feel like having a few stiff drinks. But, yeah, I mean, the other option is I could do a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning because it's quite easy to do that. And it's sort of when America's awake, because most of my friends and things that I've got on aren't on till, you know, from lunchtime onwards on the weekends. I go to yoga on Saturday mornings, but, you know, if I got back from yoga, it'd be like 10 o'clock-ish, go live at 11. So I could do 2 shows a weekend. Of course, that could get fucked up with weekend activities. But the problem with going live during the week is that most people in America are asleep. And if we're going to have a lively discussion, I mean, look, maybe we can have lively discussions with only 2 or 3 of us, but let's split it. We'll do 2 shows. However, today, because it's a bit of a test run, we'll just try a bit of everything. Oh, Spacey, hello. Now, I heard you. Who were you chatting away on the other night? Were you on Robbie's panel? I heard you on somebody's panel. And it was great. I can't remember. I was driving, I think, listening to you. I was driving home from a meeting I had in town. So, Robbie, yes, that was great. Good on you. So you'll be keen to get up on mine as well, I'm hoping. All right, so we're going to split it. So there's going to be 2 shows, but just for the sake of it, we'll do a little test run with everything. So the first thing is maybe we start with Chris Watts and get him out of the way first. But I think down the track we'll just have a standalone fuck with a silent L show with topics chosen from my apron. Helps if I'm looking at StreamYard because there's a delay on the YouTube. So that's my fuck apron that has a lot of different topics. You know, they can see there fuck paleo, fuck DJs, fuck manscaping. So each week there'll be a random subject which we will select at the end of the show by spinning the apron and pointing randomly. And when we run out, it'll be, you know, we're talking, you know, probably 2 years worth of topics just on that apron alone. And then also we can, if there's something topical going on, if anyone wants to suggest a fuck with a silent L topic for the following week, we can do that as well. Oh, the apron's superb, but I don't want to show it in too much detail or you'll see all of the different subjects, but it's brilliant. I got it for my birthday. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. You can call in from the airport before you fly. Are you at the airport now, Spacey? Everyone needs that apron. I do have the place where my friends bought it from somewhere. I kept the bag that it came in because it says the fuck apron on it. But I'm sure if you Googled it, you'd probably find it floating around. Now, I want to experiment with something else. I think I've worked out how to do something clever now that I've said that. I might be wrong, but I'm hoping this works. So there's also going to be a funny story from somewhere around the world, and that's going to be the weekly Drama Llama. Hey, I can still see my hands on either side. I don't know if I can. Aha. No. Maybe not. I guess what I could do. Hang on. Let's try this. I can't. Where's the setting so you can't see me? Where do I press that? I can't turn the camera off because that's going to solo layout. No, I can't remove myself from the screen. Damn it. God damn it. Where's the button? I know there's somewhere that you can turn off that you don't want the camera on, but I think if you're the only person, you can't do that. But anywho, so there'll be the weekly story. So I've got a little weekly story example to do. And how do I get rid of my little drama llama? I did it the other day, and I think as it's not, I'm going to have to change the size of it before I put it up. Because if I go back into here, I might put this one, for example. See, I'm gone. So, all right, I've got to work on the sizing of the pictures. So that's clever. G'day, I'm back. And then, of course, there's the individual stories. So I'm so tech. I am so tech. Hi, Josh B. Hello. So, Spacey, you at the airport now. Do you want to call in with a weekly drama? I don't care if we do this all back to front. Or we can talk about Chris Watts, because I purely chose him because, A, I think it's time we move on from it. I mean, people won't. Robbie and I chatted about this the other night. People will discover this trial for the first time, this week and in 3 years' time and so on. It's always going to be discussed. But I thought for a drama perspective, controversial, very tongue-in-cheek, I might add, although with Chris Watts, I personally, because of that case, have been exposed to more drama than I've experienced in my life, I think. Chris Watts, I'm blaming him for everything that goes wrong in my life from now on, everything. And it's a pretty common statement and comment that you see out on the YouTube world. I discovered the YouTube world because of Chris Watts, and at least beyond music videos, how-to videos, and, the occasional comedy video or something that I would watch. So I discovered the world of YouTube, but holy shit balls. All I can say is, when you're at an amusement park and you see the biggest fuck off roller coaster imaginable, and I love roller coasters, and you're like, I'm so getting on that. But by getting on that, you are about to have the most hair-raising, terrifying, and fantastic ride of your life. Going into YouTube, it was kind of like you were automatically put on that roller coaster, whether you wanted to be on it or not. And just when it sort of levels out and you're cruising along and you think, this is good, bang, up it goes again and it freaks you out. I cannot believe the amount of emotions I have experienced just from becoming a person who goes onto YouTube. Holy shitballs. And because of that, I blame Chris Watts. Anyone else? Anyone else have anything to say about Chris Watts and how it's impacted their lives? Put it this way. Because of Chris Watts, I have met some unbelievable people. But I've also met and encountered some really fucking weird people. And I've also discovered a whole ocean of strange beings on the YouTubes. Not all of them have been a pleasure to behold. I plan on staying completely out of any drama on YouTube unless it's controversial drama, as in pathetic drama. But my God, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. And I don't know if you guys remember, but way, way back when I first started going live, I used to say that YouTube was like a big city. And we all discovered this city because of Chris Watts, but we all discovered this little shitty dive bar that was a bit out of town. And we're all kind of stuck in that dive bar together. And it's like, let's explore. Let's go and find espresso martini bars or rooftop gin bars or any kind of bar. Let's just get the fuck out of this little dive bar, because everyone just sort of hangs out in this dive bar and there's just bar fights happening all the time. So, yeah, I kind of feel like Chris Watts pulled us all into this little world of YouTube. We all got stuck in this dive bar. And even though we all go off exploring, we still somehow end up back in that dive bar. But I can't believe it's been over a year since that murder happened. And just the amount of crap that goes on YouTube because of it, it blows my mind. Hello, Jolene. You're here too. Pardon me. I'm so sorry about my cough. I thought it was getting way, way better. And it is getting better. But what sent me down the road for a hellacious few months full of chaos and fear. Yeah, that's a good way to summarize it in a sentence. And again, Chris Watts is entirely to blame. Now, I don't regret discovering that case and becoming addicted to it, because I was. I always am. Like, I love true crime, but I'm always very into one crime at a time. I don't mind hashing out, historical crimes and so on, but I can't follow 2 or 3 crimes that are active at the same time. I have one, that's it. So I don't regret it, because it's opened up this whole new world and I've met heaps of amazing people. But holy madooly, I had no idea when this kicked off how crazy it was going to get. And it keeps getting crazier. Oh, thank you, Spacey, for saying that. I think it could be my new camera for starters. I mean, there's no filter on it or anything like that. You can use a filter on it if I was doing like a separate video. There's all these different, styles. Like you can do film noir or like a blue screeny kind of thing. But I actually don't like going live during daylight hours. It seems weird. And I'm looking down at the beach. It's so beautiful down there. I'm not going to be on here for hours on end. That's the other thing. I want to keep my shows to like between 45 minutes and an hour max. Oh, the fresh market. Yeah, Jolene. I'm going to be doing misadventures still. That's still going to happen on this channel too. It'll just be a fresh market misadventure or a let's drive down. I did start a separate channel and a few of you subscribe to it. I can't turn it off though. Like I can't deactivate it because it's connected to the email address with this channel. And I got scared when I went to deactivate it because it said everything connected to this Google account is going to be erased. And I was like, no, and I can't change the email now. So I'm sort of stuck with it. But that other one, if people just unsubscribe to it, hopefully it'll just disappear. Or it might be a good little backup one for me to have down the track. I don't know. But, yeah, I feel weird going live during daylight hours. And especially now we're heading into summer. I'm really outdoorsy. I'm going to be on the beach a lot during the day. So the idea will be to go live at 10:30, 11, the latest Australia time on the weekend after doing a beach walk in the morning. So I've got the rest of the day to actually get on with things that I want to do. Oh, you're flying to Hobart today. Holy shit, I could drive to Hobart Airport and have a coffee with you. I'm 20 minutes from the airport. Maybe not today, but hey, Anastasia, hello, beautiful. Thank you. I feel shocking. Oh, because I had my hair down and then I discovered I get really bad dreadlocks because I've got a shitload of hair, but it's also really fine. And normally the dreadies are underneath. Anyway, I had my hair down and just shook my hair a little bit when I was brushing my teeth or something. And this dreadlock is actually on the back, on the top, and it's shot out to one side. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't leave my hair out because I'm going to have this huge dreadlock sticking out. So then I brush it out, but because I've got curl in my hair, it just turned into frizz. I'm like, put it up. So I've put it up with one of the scrunchies I got from my lovely sub Kim that her daughter Janie makes. Thanks, Josh. You're cute. I'll take all the compliments. I feel like shit. I've got a toothache as well. So I love it when people tell you you're looking great when you feel like shit. And then when I think I'm looking pretty good, people go, you look really tired. It's like, you can't win. You like drinking wine on the deck. I'd kill to be able to just teleport myself to your deck right now and have a drink with you. Oh, my God, Josh B, I said big deck. I said my deck. We did have fun. I mean, Chris Watts did bring us all together, Jolene, and we did have a lot of fun. They were the good old days when it all started, but it just, yeah, I don't know. It's like being living in a soap opera with, you know, just daily twists and turns that you can't see coming, and yeah, it's pretty full on. I mean, I try not to get too heavily invested in it, but then sometimes I'll be walking on the beach and I'm like, oh, I might listen to one of the YouTube channels and see what's going on. And so I'll listen to something like there's a beach walking meditation, which is quite funny that I listen to sometimes, but it only goes for about 5 minutes. And then I have autoplay on, and then someone I'm subscribed to will come on. So I just keep listening. And the next thing is like, oh my God, they're not speaking anymore, or, oh my God, they're best friends again. And it just, I don't know. It's one of those soap operas. It's a bit like The Bold and the Beautiful. I reckon if we all switched off and then came back onto YouTube in 20 years' time, it'd still be going. They'll all still look the same age. The same sort of feuds will be happening. I'm not confident. And it's not something you have to watch every day to keep up either. You can literally listen to 5 minutes of someone and you kind of get the whole what's happening all over YouTube. And it blows my mind because I'm really struggling to find. I thought there'd be a huge community of people who go live, and it's really hard to find lots of people that do. I mean, I found some random units that I follow, but I don't know how you actually, like, I type in live now or streaming live now, and I get a lot of news channels and stuff. But I tend to, if I'm watching, and I don't usually sit and watch YouTube, I'm more of a listen while I'm doing housework or something, or cooking or whatever. But if there's someone, if I'm watching it that I find interesting, I'll go and see if they've got a channel and any content. But other than that, what's the key to just finding random people like me that are just talking bullshit for 40 minutes with some random units? How do you find them? We had... Oh, thank you, Colorado, too. All these lovely... Blue is my colour. Thank you. It is my favourite colour, too. But thank you. All the compliments are very nice. I think you are all beautiful, too, if I could see you. We had a massive deck in Maui. We had a very big deck in Maui. How cool was it with the outdoor shower on around the corner, too? In the bath, the outdoor bath on the deck. Oh, that was so cool. Yeah, you're right, Jolene. So I think, you know, I mean, I kind of, I want you to go live, and I'm still waiting to find out if we're involved in your quilting murder mystery thing that you did. I've got the technology now. I can do whatever you need to with that. I'm curious to see where you go with that, Jolene. It is hard to not get invested in cases like Chris Watts, and I think because it was such a unique case, especially for Australians, in that we don't normally get to see all of the discovery, and obviously social media, like Shanann's presence on YouTube, everyone sort of started to feel personally connected. But it was a real it was just a real punch in the guts kind of case. I mean, yes, family annihilators exist and people get murdered every day, but that one just was it just happened at a time, I guess, for me. It was winter, and I spent a lot of time online in winter. And but it just gripped people for so many different reasons. But as far as ongoing discussion, conspiracy theories, all that sort of stuff, I'm certainly interested in any updates, like hearing he's been stabbed in the joint. But other than that, whatever. They can all get on with that stuff. I'm not waiting for another graphic, horrible crime to happen, but obviously one will at some point. I've actually been following the Skylar Richardson. I feel like I've got a name wrong. Yeah, Skylar Richardson. I've been following that one because I'm finding the whole abortion debate in America very interesting, and that obviously touches on that too. So I'm interested in the social and the legal aspects of that that case, not the actual subject matter per se, but the discussions that are occurring because of it. It's pretty full on. Just sub to recommended feed. Okay, I'll make a mental note. No, I can make an actual note. Recommended feed. Yeah, okay. I think I have scrolled along there a little bit. The problem too is I think most channels are live, like during the day for us where we're at. Oh yeah. You ready for this? I've got my keyboard. I've got my keyboard ready for when we tell our personal dramas, for a bit of drama at the end of it. Or a bit of, I can change it and play different tunes. I want to learn dun, 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 dun. So if anyone knows what that's called, let me know because I need to Google the sheet music for it. I could probably work it out if I mucked around. This is my baby keyboard. I've actually got a, grown-up one, but this is my little piss-take Yamaha keyboard. But we can have some fun with that too. Shanna, hello. Hi, gorgeous girl. Yeah, they were a seemingly all-American family who had it all, and I think that's why I grip people. But I think too, there was just so much online, and so many Facebook groups started up, and so many YouTube channels, and there was just stuff happening. It was around the clock, and then his very sort of quick plea and everything, and the whole story itself, like it certainly was gripping. I love you too, Shanna Banana. It's not just broadcasters. Subs are getting drug into it too. Yeah. You wanted to donate to me. You can't. I have no way of donating. Hey, did you hear about YouTube? They're going to, I don't know when it starts, but you can't be monetized now unless you've got 10,000 views or viewing hours or something. It's pretty full on. Hang on, let me see. YouTube monetization, 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, America, you spell monetization with a Z. We spell it with an S. So I had an article. I thought I had it highlighted. Hang on. I missed out a 0. So essentially in I thought it was last month. Here we go. Oh, that was actually back in April. There was a very recent article I saw as well. But essentially, YouTube has announced a change to its partner program. Creators can't turn on monetization until they hit 10,000 lifetime views on their channel. And I think that ones obviously that are already monetized are fine. But this article is full on. It talks about how YouTube will actually, if and when you get to 10,000, whatever it was, views, which lifetime views, they still assess your channel before you automatically can be monetized. So I feel really sorry for some people that are tiptoeing towards getting monetized because I don't think they're going to be able to now. But yeah, that seems, I don't even know. I know there's a website you can go to and you can punch in your link and it tells you how many views you've got, but sounds all pretty full on to me. Shanna's got rum. Oh, everyone's drinking. Oh, cute. There's a Shanna and Jolene reunion. That's lovely. That's cute as. Cheese and rum. Oh, my God, girl of my own heart. I've got rum too. Been enjoying the Kraken of late. Still have Bundy in the house, but the Kraken, bring it on. Lifetime views. Oh, Jolene's at the bar, pear vodka and orange juice. Fruity. Nice. Oh, my God, this cough is so annoying. I'm so sorry. Doesn't help that there's pollen in my house because I've got all the doors open to the big deck. And I've got pollen and bronchitis. It's all happening. Lifetime movies, the Tory Spelling ones. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to affect people or whatever, but, I mean, I think the chance of me ever having 10,000 lifetime views, don't know. I think that's a long way off. A long way off. So, anywho, what am I going to do? Right, we're mucking around. So, Chris Watts. So we're all here because of that, and we all agree he's responsible for everything, right? So that wasn't really a discussion of great depth or whatever, but the idea will be with the fuck apron, the fuck with a silent L apron, we will have a chat about something. So I'm going to now, because we did it then, I'm going to randomly poke on the fuck apron and find out what our topic will be next weekend. Here we go. I'm kind of spinning it around. And excellent. So the topic for next week, how do I show it, is going to be this one. Fuck Tinder. It landed on fuck Tinder. So everyone's got a week to think about what they would like to say regarding Tinder when we discuss fuck Tinder next week. Or that might even be midweek. Oh, God, I've got to work out when I can go live. I might have to start getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and going live then with one show so that you groovers can all join in. And then the Sunday might be the controversial drama. So we all like small parties on Tori's big deck. We sure do. How many times can we say big deck? Tender fucks. No, Tinder fucks. Tinder fucks. Oh, that's that deck letter again. So to you, when I say Tinder, it sounds like when I say my big deck. Maybe? I don't know. Shouldn't. Pardon me. I'm going to put the screen up now for the weekly drama llama, which will have some kind of dun, 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 dun. Look, Mum, no hands. I don't know how to stop it. There's a stop button. Right. Haven't played with this thing for 30 years. Is that sex missionary style? Well, it could be tender up against a wall, I suppose. Oh, good. Jolene has a great Tinder story. So you can make a little note because the idea is I want to start popping the link into chat. And, yeah, I think in summer I'm going to start doing some episodes from my big deck. Wouldn't mind doing some from down in the garden. Maybe, oh, no, obviously I do them from the beach. But, yeah, might sit back in a comfy chair, pull all this rig out onto the deck with a really long extension cord. So, yeah, next week will be fuck with the silent L Tinder. So next up, because you're my little test audience, there will be this segment. When we do the drama, we'll start with a wacky little story that I've found from around the world, and then we will move into individual dramas. Shanna's confessing to meeting her husband online. They do have a cover story. they met across a crowded Starbucks grande latte, double calf, decaf, no cream with the lemon twist. Air out the clacker on the deck. Of course, we should all air our clackers out on our decks. Right. So, well, see, but that's the thing. Josh can participate on the panel as well or in chat about why he doesn't have it. That's the thing. It's fuck Tinder. It's not yay Tinder. So we can all be ruthless and bitch about Tinder. The whole point of my channel is what the American drama channels call drama is actually just bitching about each other, in my personal opinion. The people that made shows like, I don't know, I always go blank. Give me a title of a drama. Big Little Lies, for example, or Downton Abbey. There you go. People who make drama shows are probably mortified that Americans use the word drama to basically describe a whole lot of people bitching about a whole lot of people. So I figure if that's what drama means, then we're going to bitch about things that the apron demands. So we can bitch about Tinder till the cows come home. Unfortunately, I have a string of Tinder stories myself. Well, possibly fortunately, because that means there might be a bit of content. Wouldn't that be interesting? Match.com. Oh, that's what you were on, Match.com. And yes, Starbucks. Hi, Janelle Keane. How are you doing? Josh doesn't have a deck. Do some Google, Joshy, for sure. I mean, that could be your right breast has a leak, deflated a bit. Oh, my God, Shanna. Americans love to bitch about each other. It's kind of a new thing for Australians. That's not to say there aren't bitches in Australia. There are. But generally, we can't usually be fucked bitching about people. We're more likely to bitch about the footy results, the cricket, the weather. Not so much into the bitching. I mean, maybe at high school. But even then it was pretty lame. It was kind of like, you suck, so do you. Okay, and off we'd go. But I wouldn't call it drama, just like my channel is drama, but of a very silly nature. Pickle, it's all happening. Right, so now I'm going to demonstrate how talented I am. And I'm going to put up the story of the week. Now, this story is actually a couple of years old, and I Googled it and I found the article. But the reason I'm using it is to give you an example of the sort of shit we're going to be talking about. And also it popped up in a group that Anastasia and I are both in, and I thought that's perfect just to use it as an example. So I'm now going to put up on the screen, and again, I've screwed up because I'm going to have to change the dimensions of pictures, and there's no way to do it while I'm live, but you're going to get the gist of it. So here we go. The headline, my Budgies flatulence destroyed my sex life. And then the little chat bubble from the Budgie, I'm silent but feathery. Now this, my friends, is a drama. It's so weird that I'm like here. I have to hide. I have to shrink inside it so you can't see me. It's almost, I can almost hide behind it. My shoulders, I've got bloody rowing shoulders. Yeah, I'm poking out slightly. I sit like this, which is incredibly uncomfortable. That's okay. So this is a story of the week. Oh, Spacey's on the plane already in the exit row. Woohoo! Cool. I always sit in the exit, not the exit row. I sit on the aisle. Pardon me again. Oh, there's a mute button. I need to start muting when I cough, like we used to in the radio. So, yes, I mean, this is the scandal, right? So this is to give you an idea of the sort of drama we're after. Now, I don't want to hear any drama about people on YouTube. I want to hear piss week bullshit dramas that have happened to you in the week. But to give you an example, this chick, her budgie ruined her sex life. Now, it's a story from a woman in Perth in Australia, Yvonne, age 61, who was menopausal and she was postmenopausal, and after going through menopause ended up with digestive issues, which meant she was prone to farting. Now, that was obviously very embarrassing for her, and in public she kind of got away with it, but if people were in her apartment, it was very difficult for her to actually cover it up. So she started blaming her budgies, Barry and Bart. Whenever there was a stinky fart that came out of her bum, she would blame the budgies. And she used to say to people, lovely birds, terrible wind problem, when people visited. So she was a divorced woman and she didn't want to spend her twilight years on her own. So she tried a bit of online dating, which is ironic because we've got Fark with a silent L Tinder as our subject for next week. But sometimes the dates went very well and she would invite them back to her house. Anyway, she had a dude back at her house, Paul. He was cracking some dad jokes. She was giggling and she let out a massive fart, or as she says, I let rip a huge fart. What the hell is that? Paul asked, blocking his nose, and she said, it's my budgies. And I've taken them to the vet and there's nothing they can do. So Paul made his excuses and left, and they never saw each other again. But then a few weeks later, she got lucky and had another date with a guy called Michael. But the same thing happened. They'd had a delicious meal at her house. After the meal, she started getting a bit of wind happening, and the next thing, out came a pop-off. And again, she blamed it on Bart and Barry, the budgery guards. Now, Michael responded, crikey, that's terrible. She again said it was the birds, and he wasn't too turned off. So they went on a few more dates, and she asked him back to her house every time because she could blame the budgies. Like if they went back to his house and she let it rip, no budgies to blame, right? So they're back at her house again. They had great sex. She was pretty confident that she and Michael were going to become an item. And then he came over to her house a few weeks later, and she, in her own words, let off an inevitable stinker. Again, she blamed the birds. And this is when Michael looked a bit awkward and said, I've actually Googled budgies to see if we can fix their wind problem. And Yvonne was horrified. He knew, she knew, and he knew, she knew. You see, the thing is, peeps, budgies don't fart. Anyway, she kicked him out and never saw him again. And apparently she's taking medication for her flatulence and hoping to resurrect her love life soon. Barry and Bart, the none the wiser, and probably used to her stinky bum by now. So there you have it. That, in my opinion, is what drama is all about. Now I've got to scroll up and see all of your comments. Right, I'm back up at Shanna's boob leak, so let's go. Safe flights, by the way, lovely Spacey, if you're now in the air. Birds do suck, but they don't fart. But here you go. Doesn't everyone have to fart after sex? Well, who would like to come up on the panel? I'm going to pop the link in, and I think we can have a bit of a chat about this if someone is keen to join in on the chat about farting birds ruining sex lives. But also, if anyone has got hi, Mel. If anyone has got a story about a drama that happened this week, Josh, you go take a poop, mate. Off you go. If anybody has a drama of their own they would like to discuss, you are also more than welcome to click that link. But there you go. Yvonne and her blaming her budgies backfired. We've got 15 minutes to discuss either the story of the week. Yes, call in, Shanna. Call in anybody. I mean, obviously, if you want to chat in You blame your child. Of course you do, Shanna. My dad was a shocker. He always blamed the dog, which is a pretty stereotypical dad thing, isn't it? You know, they all do that. Shanna's going to find her earphones and call in. I might get rid of the budgie, or I can sit here and do that. Oh, that doesn't work. Hang on. You dirty little farter. Do you reckon that's Barry or Bart? Don't you love that, though? I'm silent but feathery. Oh, Tipsy's good. I wish I was. Josh, you're welcome to call in. Anyone's welcome to call in. You can either talk about fuck Chris Watts, fuck with a silent L Chris Watts. You can talk about the story of the week, which, of course, we're going to be splitting my show in future. We're going to have 2 shows a week. We've decided that today, which is groovy. Or if you wish, you can throw your own drama into the mix, your controversial drama. What happened this week that was a drama? Did you overcook dinner? I had a drama yesterday. It's hard rubbish day here, where you put things that are too big to put in your bins. Like the council comes and picks it all up. And I also like burning stuff too when I do my hard rubbish day. Put it all out in the pile, most of it, but you can't put like garden waste. And I had a bit of garden waste, and I had some cardboard boxes and a few bits and pieces. The cardboard boxes can be flattened and recycled, but they're a great way to start a fire. So I had my fire pot, and I put a box on the fire pot that was too big to put in the bin or flatten. It had really full-on staples, and I wasn't in the mood. I've ripped the crap out of my fingers before trying to pull those boxes apart. So I thought I'll just chuck it on the fire, and it was heavy. So I figured, it was just going to sort of burn. It bloody took off like a torpedo up in the air and landed on my deck, my big wooden deck. So I bolted up here at the speed of a 52-year-old menopausal woman, and not an ember had landed. It's just the box wasn't even burning. It had just been picked up from the heat and the gases, I don't know, and it just flew and landed on my deck. The fire pot was just below my deck, but how bizarre. So that was my big drama for the weekend. Right, I'm back. I've realised now I've got to adjust the size of any pictures I want to use, but I'm glad I've worked out how to do that. So does anyone wish to come aboard? I'll pop the link in again. Hi, Liz Rose. You're a newbie, I think. I don't know your name, but hello, nice to meet you. Right, so we've got, call in and talk about your farting pets if you want. We've got farting children or blaming farts on children, farting teacup Yorkies. Josh is probably still taking a dump as we speak. You're more than welcome to call in Colorado CrimeCon. I'll put the link again. You are new. Hello. Nice to have you here. I'll go back into StreamYard so I can say, oh, here we go. Hi there, Colorado CrimeCon. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm over the moon. I'm enjoying this fart chat. Did you want to comment on the farting, or have you got a personal drama you want to share with us?
There's nothing personal drama right now. Crazy things are popping off.
Just calling in because you're buzzed. Oh, here's Shanna. I'll add her too. Here we go. Hi, Shanna Banana. Oh, Shanna probably can't hear us. Shanna Banana.
Shanna.
She might have to pop out and come back in again. That seems to be the trick with StreamYards. If anyone's watching anyone using StreamYards, if they come in and they can't hear anything, if they go out and come back, it usually fixes it. So that was Shanna removing herself. I didn't flick her out. So Colorado CrimeCon, any fart stories? What did you think of Yvonne blaming the farts on her budgies?
I love it. I blame it on my dog all the time.
What's your dog's name?
Maddie.
Maddie? That's hilarious because my godson Henry, he's got a dog called Matthew, and when they got the puppy, Georgie, my friend, had said to him, "What would you like to call the puppy?" And he said Matthew, and she was like, "That's an unusual name for a dog. Do you want to call it Matt or Matty?" And he was like, "No, Matthew." And I've never heard of anyone else who's got a dog with the name Matty or Matt or Matthew. So there you go. All right, we'll try Shanna again. Can you hear us this time, Shanna? Uh-oh.
Shanna, where are you?
I've got to get chat up again so I can see if she's... Everyone farts, you're right. Shanna can't hear because she's got a boob leaking. My deck could have had 3rd-degree burns. She's gone again. Hopefully 3rd time lucky. 3rd time lucky. So, Matty, you blame your farts on the dog.
I do.
I think it's
all
tradition.
the time.
It's tradition, isn't it, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, we'll try Shanna again. 3rd time lucky. Shanna, are you there? No, she still can't hear. It must be something to do with you, Shanna. Have you got... I don't know. Is the volume down on your phone? Hello?
Shanna, try unplugging your headphones and plugging them back in and then leaving and coming out and leaving and coming back. Good God.
And then do
Words
a fun,
are
blame it on
hard.
your child and go to Starbucks and reminisce about how you met your husband. Oh, she's got a camera on now. You there, Shanna? Mel does have a girl budgie called Gary. This is true. I've got a friend who's got another Henry. She's got a budgie called Henry who's female. And then I listened to My Favourite Murder, the podcast, and one of the girls in that who I adore, Karen Kilgariff, she's got 2 dogs, both female, and they're called George and Frank.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, Shanna can't get her mic to work. Are you on your phone or...
If you're on your phone, just unplug your headphones and plug them back in. And then do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around.
And then do a fart and blame your child. She's saying she did unplug the mic and replug.
So try connecting without headphones.
Is she muted? Well, she ain't muted because she's not in here, but maybe is the volume on your phone turned down? Right, she's on a phone.
Okay.
So check your volume. Did that.
Did you try connecting without your headphones?
The problem with that is she'll have to have the volume up on her phone to hear us, which means it'll come through.
Yeah, but then because the last time I did that, I even farted.
I know. Well, I'm kind of feel like farting with disappointment. Hold on, y'all. I mean, you could go onto...
Try desktop.
Yeah, she's on mute farting. I think you're onto something here, Josh. See,
I feel like this is a giant reunion.
It is a bit of a reunion. That's good to see so many people here. It was nice to see Liz Rose too. To have a new person was fun too. You saw who naked and wasted, Jolene? Oh, Shanna, just before when her camera came on briefly. But I think this is what YouTube is about. I think it's about being entertaining and having fun and not taking life too seriously. You know, there's enough crap we have to deal with on our computers every day that's serious.
Oh, absolutely.
Work, dealing with friends, responding to emails or paying bills, all that kind of stuff. So the thing is with Australians, like in terms of drama, all right, here's Shanna's back again. Here we go. Add to stream. Are you there, Shanna? Fuck-a-doodle-doo. No, she's not.
What the fuck?
Shanna.
Shanna, restart your phone.
Oh, she pressed a mute button and then unmuted. There's nothing
desktop.
Yeah, she may have to desktop it. But in terms of drama with Australians, yeah, we generally, if we have drama, it's drama like, somebody's leg gets sawn off in an industrial work accident. We call that drama. If people are talking about each other, we call that bitching.
Oh, it's absolutely bitching.
Yeah.
I mean, that is all it is people are just bitching about each other because they have nothing else to talk about. Like they're using either other creators or even subs, for God's sake, for clicks and views and attention.
Yeah, correct. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think if someone is actually in the firing lane or firing line and someone's going after them, I have no problem with people using this platform to defend themselves if that's how they want to do it. I think a lot of people would probably do better if they tried to deal with it offline. But at the end of the day, if you're being victimised, attacked, whatever, online, it's a quick way to get your message back out there, isn't it, to respond? But it's up to them. But when it's between two people, I don't have a problem necessarily if there's a feud and they have it out. It's all the other people that have really got nothing to do with it who get involved and start creating channels and videos and going into chats and stirring the pot. What are they up to? I think they're really dangerous myself because it's not.
They're stirring the pot.
And people who wakes up in the morning and goes, I'm going to go on YouTube, see who's fighting with who, and then start targeting one side and putting myself in the middle of something that's got nothing to do with me. Who wakes up and has that thought?
Some very sick individuals that, I mean, and we can talk offline about this because I've been in the middle of it.
Yes, you have. And really badly and horribly.
Yeah.
And then you also, I don't know, do you feel that you get to a point where psychologically and emotionally you feel like you've dealt with it and you're ready to move on and then bang, it's back in your face again?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. It got thrown tonight back in my face.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons I started a bit late because shit is going down on the YouTubes. Here we go again. Here's beautiful Shanna. She might be on her tablet now.
Shanna, hi, gorgeous.
I know, she's so exquisite, isn't she?
Wait,
How
probably.
do you look that gorgeous?
I don't know how to do my volume.
It sounds okay to me. My pleasure, Jolene. My pleasure. It's good fun. Oh, she's turned her camera off, which is unfortunate because she is gorgeous. But everyone got a sneak peek of you.
There's probably all kinds of background noise. I can't. Whoa. I'm too blonde for this.
If I just click stop cam, you're not too blonde. Look at me being a blonde bimbo. I'm a living proof that not all bimbos are blonde. If I press stop cam, that's not going to end the broadcast. It's just going to take me off the screen, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. I had a moment earlier. I was like, I can't turn the camera off or the stream will end. It's like, and then I couldn't work out how to turn the camera off. And it's like, just turn it off where it says stop cam.
You are correct.
I wanted to show off my new logo. How professional am I? I've got a little logo and a banner for my channel. Better get us some use out of it.
Oh, you know. You'll get use out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the drama has reared its ugly head again, and it's probably just going to get really bad again for a shitload of people. And I think the sad thing is the web has cast way, way, way beyond a few months ago. I think there's so many more people now that are in the same boat as you are, Jen. And I think this is potentially going to get very big and very unpleasant for a lot of people. And we've lost Shanna again. El Taylor said 3 lovely ladies and bang, Shanna gone.
Shanna, where'd you go?
I know. Well, let's try that. I'll put the link up again if somebody else wants to try and come in. And then we'll see if maybe having 4 of us works better. or something. We have hit the 1 hour mark, which is when I was going to stop it, but I don't think we should. I reckon it's good to have this conversation because it's quite possible with what's gone down today that, you know, anyone that's been involved with anyone that was mentioned is going to be thrown under a bus again or named again, and I'm obviously in that list of people too.
Yep.
I
mean, there's a whole list of us that'll be thrown under the bus yet again.
Yeah, we're not alone, though. That's the thing.
No, we're not.
Good about it.
Hello?
Hello, beautiful.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
We got to see how hot you are before.
Oh my
Exactly.
damn. Just forgive me. Let me put my
All quilted together, yes. I had a different name previously. And this one's about to change very, very quickly.
Hey, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Awesome.
Sorry,
Okay, great.
My cough medicine. everyone's drinking, and I'm like sitting here
So
going.
what are we talking about?
Well, actually, we had just got on to because we've I was doing a little test run for the channel, and we've worked out there's going to be 2 shows a week. One is going to be the apron, the fuck with a silent L apron topics.
Okay.
And the other one, we're going to do the controversial drama. Controversial, obviously, being used very tongue-in-cheek way. However, and that will feature the weekly story and then the Drama Llama segment, which is where everyone can call in with their piss week dramas so we can all have a laugh.
Nice.
Mhm. However, we just started talking about what happened today on YouTube.
Yeah, what was that? I'm lost.
Well, I watched Alive, and it was directed at a YouTuber that we used to be connected with, Shanna, and
Oh, okay.
there were some pretty intense allegations being made, and a lot of fairly high-profile YouTubers were in that chat. Quite a few who like to go live and talk about drama.
Oh, okay.
So Colorado CrimeCon and I were both just saying that, well, she was saying she's already been brought up again. And
Really?
yeah, and I was saying I think because of our connection with various people that were named that we might also be back where we were 6 months ago.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so brace yourself. I just think it's important that people know that we've moved on a long time ago.
Yeah.
And not did anything, but I've got a horrible feeling a lot of stuff is going to be brought up again and put online again. And it's not great.
No, for sure. Well, let's just state for the record that that was months ago for us, and we are no longer in that group. Don't have anything negative to say. Wish them well, but we are no longer a part of that. So hopefully this will, not be crazy.
No, although it is human nature to tar people with the same brush, isn't it? You know, guilt by association and all that.
For sure.
And I think what the real concern for me is I don't have any issue in terms of my own behaviour. Like I will own anything if anything comes up that is bad, but I really didn't do a lot of bad things. I just got caught up in a bad scene and I'm pissed off at myself for allowing that to go on as long as it did.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But like with you, but I mean, individually, I don't feel responsible for anything. Nothing like what's been talked about today. It's pretty full on. And, but what I was going to say is, yeah, we both have moved on. I think the really concerning part, not just for us, but probably more so for Colorado CrimeCon is, you know, we've kind of moved on. And,
right.
You know, for it to be dug up again is pretty unfortunate. But I don't know. I mean, we might be okay, but I just think that there's an aspect to YouTube that you just go, oh, no, not this stuff again. You know, like I'm dealing with debilitating anxiety for the first time in my life, and I've actually been so good for the last couple of months. And I'm not medicated, but I'm certainly going to get some more rum in my house to get through it.
I know, right? Well, wow. let's you know, it's one of those situations where you're involved in it and you get caught up, and then when you detox from it, as I like to say, you realize, or I did, I can't speak for anybody else, but my own behavior, I realized how effed up it was, and I'm just glad to be done with it. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
It's over. I'm done. I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of any private chat group or anything like that. So
Yeah, no, we both had moved on. But you know, I guess Colorado Crime Con, you were probably feeling the same way, and I know that you've had some great news lately with jobs and all sorts of good things have been happening.
yeah, congratulations.
Wait, what? I can't hear Shanna, so.
Dang it.
Oh, you can't hear Shannon.
See, that's the thing. I'm in my headphones, and I think when I use my headphones, people that don't have headphones in can't hear me. Does that make sense?
I can and I don't. Is that because I'm holding the, you know, like I'm the studio?
Because you have all the power.
Probably.
I've got the power. Hey, Colorado Crime Con, why don't you pop out and pop back in and see if that fixes it?
I shall.
I'll pop the link in the chat again. And anyone else who wants to take the link, you're more than welcome to join in. We're certainly not intending on rehashing. Oh, this is weird. I can see a little bit of me. Hi. That's creepy. Ooh, creepy. There's a tiny gap between your picture and mine, Shanna. And, I can peek through it like a little creep. Creepy.
Aww.
Oh, no, that's all we're saying, Mel. We're not going into any details about anyone's jobs or anything like that.
No.
Hi, Life at Home. Another new name I haven't heard before. Okay, I'll add Jen back in, see how we go. All right, let's all talk and see if we can hear each other.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me calling?
We have liftoff.
All right.
Oh, Mel knows
yeah.
the Life at Home because she knows her name. Well, it's nice to have you here.
Yes. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to mute while I cough, so you two just chatter amongst yourselves.
I think we can do that.
Congratulations, Colorado Crime Con, on your job. We don't have to be detailed, but
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
Have you started it already?
I have.
You like it?
I do. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Awesome.
It's great.
Deal.
Onwards and upwards. And yeah, Mel, it does pay to be very careful. I think one thing I've learned from YouTube, and I've been pretty bad at it since I've been going live, with you in particular, with doxing you accidentally. You've got to almost be on high alert all the time, and that's just not a natural state. You know, when you just want to go live and chat and muck around and have fun, it's not natural to sort of feeling like you've got to censor yourself. And I'm getting there. I'm getting better at it, but I find that, yeah, for me, I just like going live. I feel like I'm just on the phone chatting to some friends. So,
Right.
yeah, and when you're doing that, you don't censor yourself. But people do seem to latch on to information. And I also, we could do a whole show on doxing. What is the point of that? How do you look like your reflection in the mirror at the end of the day if you've spent the day trying to destroy someone's world?
See, that's the thing. I don't understand this real life stuff. It's bizarre. Like
It's all about power.
It really is, and it's just disgusting. Like, I would never do that to someone. It's just gross.
You wouldn't even think to do it. I mean, neither would I. I just think you look at how many hours some of these people have spent, not only online but offline, doing shitty things, you know, plotting behind the scenes or whatever they're doing. Imagine if collectively they put all that time together and worked on a cure for cancer, or starting up a charity, or volunteering in their community. You know, like, how do you sleep well at night knowing you spent 8 hours online bitching about people and exposing them and revealing private conversations publicly?
That's so weird. Like, the whole receipts thing, like, it's just bizarre. Like, I don't understand it.
Oh, no, Mel's in chat saying that she is pretty sure she's done with content making. Mel, do you want to join in too? Because, I mean, this is kind of on topic because obviously YouTube has impacted you. And don't you dare say you're not doing any more content. You're a little breath of fresh air and laughs.
Yeah,
Mel. But she said further up, I did see another comment. Oh, thanks, Robbie, for getting people to hit the likes. I had a dislike before I even started. That's an achievement. I know that you said you're over YouTube shit further up, but do you want to just come up, Mel, and chat about why you think you're not going to be doing any more content? Because that would be an absolute travesty, and I won't have it. She doesn't want to talk about it. That's cool.
That's fine.
Would you like to come up and talk about Gary the Budgie and if you've ever blamed her for farts? Because at the end of the day, I mean, I want this channel to be a place where people can come and just muck around like, you know, like we're having a dinner party, just come over, hang out, have some laughs, you know, and that's it. Like I want it to be entertaining and fun. I do have a bit of depth to my personality at times, and I don't mind taking on some topics. Like I'm keen to do some serious topics along the way as well. And I chose the name Drama Channel to sort of include and controversial. I chose those words so that I can potentially do some serious shows as well if there's something that I think we should all have a good hard, you know, look at and chat about. But no, so Mel doesn't want to come up and talk about blaming Gary the Budgie, but you should take a hint from that story that we did earlier and start blaming her if you don't already. See, Life at Home saying she won't do live streams. Thank you, Save Robbie. You're always fun too.
Yeah, it's a sad day when you're afraid to do live streams because of all the BS that goes on. Like, just think about how awesome YouTube would be if everyone just focused on their creativity and content, just did their thing. You know what I mean? Didn't have to worry about being doxxed or people going real life, and just had fun.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fear in YouTube. It's not just fear of going live, doing live streams and potentially copying shit.
Yes.
There's fear of being seen in a chat.
Absolutely.
Somebody's channel and someone else that you like as well doesn't like them. And
doesn't like
after you for that.
Mm-hmm.
This fear of speaking up. This fear of actually even going in under your real name. And there's a lot of fear. And I think it's really, I mean, I think we could do a show just on social media, and I'm sure on the apron there's a fuck social media somewhere that'll pop up, because it, you know, Facebook essentially is now fight book and people just go on there to fight like crazy. And then YouTube is also a platform for fighting. But isn't it sad? You know, like I love how technology has connected us all. I love that I'm sitting here right now with Americans on my panel in chat, people from all over the world coming together. Hey, good fella, 1520. You know, I think there's so much potential for it to bring people together and do positive stuff. I mean, down the track, I'd love to get some altruistic stuff happening on my channel that can benefit people in the community. I'd love to be doing that.
Right.
And I believe this is such a great, it's an instant platform. You can get people on, chatting away, contributing to discussions. Like there's so many great things we could be doing with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just wish, you know, there wasn't the fear aspect, because it's really not fair to anyone. You know, the subs, like when they're supporting a channel just because a certain creator doesn't like another creator doesn't mean that they can, you know, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of fear, like you said, like to be seen in other chats and supporting other creators, even though you may enjoy their content. It's tough. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I mean, the thing I loved about YouTube was being able to go into live chats and muck around with people and have fun and crack jokes. I mean, obviously I had to time it sometimes. It's not always ideal. I mean, you don't go in cracking jokes, you know, say go back to the Chris Watts one when they're going through the autopsy reports or whatever. You know, there's
Right.
a time and a place for all of that. But the other thing too is an area of law that I'm really heavily getting into, and hopefully saving enough money to go back to uni and study, is social media law. And without even having delved into it that heavily, what is going on YouTube is cyberbullying, and it's not like cool, and it's illegal. It's illegal worldwide. Why are these fuckwits thinking that they've got complete ultimate reign?
Women
and
in their 30s and 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
crazy.
why are people using this platform to do something that's illegal? You know, like I'm really keen to start looking at penalties and also legislation worldwide about it. But at the end of the day, it is cyberbullying and it's harassment.
It is. It really, truly is.
So why aren't some of these creators? I mean, look, I've had to engage a lawyer this year for a completely unrelated social media reason, nothing to do with it at all. And it's costing me a fortune. And funny enough, the first day I went in to see her, she said, and we're both lawyers, and she said to me, I hope I never need a lawyer. We're expensive. And I mean, I'm not a charge by the hour kind of lawyer. Oh my God, I just made her sound like a hooker. But my point is, my point is, it hasn't been cheap. So I get it, you know, and I've had to draw down on my mortgage and all sorts of stuff to pay her bloody bill. But I get it's not something that's necessarily available to people. But if I've got an income coming in and I'm able to do pro bono work for people that are being bullied online, I'll do it.
Right.
Because I think there's a lot of people that are just blatantly bullying, and there's a lot of people that are just blatantly being attacked by bullies and harassed by bullies. And it seems to be at the moment, everyone's got free reign. No one's really coming along and saying that's not on. It's actually against the law. Stop it. And to me at the moment, it scares the crap out of me, because I used to listen to people on YouTube saying someone's going to get hurt. And I think, yeah, possibly. But now I think definitely, like, it's going to take someone getting majorly hurt for them, hopefully, to realise how fucked up this is.
I know.
But they maybe they
but
won't.
it's not going to stop
Go
them.
ahead.
It's not.
No.
It's not going to stop them from being assholes and everything else just because they can be. You know, because they're the ones with the platforms. They're the ones that, you know, have people, you know, on their side that'll do their dirty work.
Right. Absolutely. Bingo. And the thing is I didn't even know this whole realm of YouTube existed until about 10 months ago, 11 months ago. Like, I didn't even know about this true crime community, or even this whole, like, people can go live and you can chat. Like, I must have been under a rock because I didn't even know. So I was pretty naive to just how serious things can get.
Yeah, me too. I mean, when that YouTuber Etika committed suicide, you know, what was it, 6 weeks ago now? Holy shit, you know, if that isn't sending a message loud and clear right there about the potential danger. And it's interesting, Elle Taylor's just put a comment in chat that people who support bullies are just as bad. And look, I agree with that, but I do think, and like I mentioned before, I have no issue with people defending themselves when they've been put in the firing line. I think that if they're being attacked on YouTube and that's how they want to get the message out there quickly to people, then that's their right to do it. And if I'm in a chat with someone who I think has been bullied and they're defending themselves, and I'm in there supporting them because I think good on them, they're speaking up for themselves, well, that to me, I'm not necessarily aligned with a bully. But other people that may think that person's on the bad side of the story would see me as supporting a bully. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, it's like, just because you're there supporting someone, or, you know, in their chat or whatnot, doesn't mean that, you know, you stand for everything that they've ever done. I mean, it's just, it blows me away, this whole, like, all-inclusive thought process of, like, if you're there and then, you know, if you're not with us, then you're against us. And that's just not the facts, you know?
And YouTube's a bit like a record to me. It's like a vinyl record. Like you put the vinyl on and you love the first song, but the second song you're not a fan of. So you pick the needle up and move it to the third. Or on your MP3 player, you skip, So there are creators that sometimes are doing things that I really like. But then if they're on a bit of a drama bent, I don't really tune into that, because it's not necessarily my scene. But if they're, where I got into major trouble, I'm not going to go into a heap of details about it, but where I got into major trouble on YouTube was I actually commended somebody for handing out an olive branch because I really liked that. And I thought, if this person is trying to make amends and at least, just get things to stop, extend an olive branch. The goal is peace between those two creators, even if they're never friends again. I admire that. Good on them. Because so many of them just fly off the handle and make it all about them, and they don't consider handing out an olive branch and admitting that they were as responsible for it as the other one. So I actually commended that, and that backfired on me.
Right. For sure.
That pissed me off. Like I actually acknowledged an act of humanity, and they're kind of rare on YouTube, and that got me into deep shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you show up at the wrong place at the wrong time with certain people, and they're going to fly off the handle. And then you've brought, a hellfire storm upon yourself for going into somebody else's chat and saying hi.
Right. Exactly. And the whole thing is like some of these creators use the word loyalty. You're not loyal. Come on, give me a break. Like, that has nothing to do with loyalty. Like,
No.
it blows me away. This whole, like, they were never loyal. That has nothing to do with loyalty.
And also, I think if you are going to be loyal to someone, it's because you've got to know them and you think they're an excellent human being and you want to, and they become a friend and then you're loyal to them. Right. Mel's raised an interesting point. She says that if you've followed someone for a long time, it's easy to be blindsided as to who is the bad person.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I agree with that to an extent, but I think that's actually the prevailing attitude in a lot of channels where someone's in there participating and then they're tarred with the same brush. I think the blindsiding goes both ways. But the other thing is too, I jump around. I go and watch people that are being bitched about to make up my own mind about them. And there's some dramas that go on. I'm like, I can't let this rent space in my head.
Yeah.
It doesn't interest me that much. Neither of them do. But I like to hear both sides of the story. And I live by the motto, there's three sides to every story. There's their version, the other version, and the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I can see that though, Mel. There are certainly people that are incredibly loyal to a YouTube creator, and they can definitely get blinded by that.
Right.
But maybe going live and on channels like this and encouraging people to consider both sides before they make a decision isn't a bad thing.
But Tori, the best thing about like our friendship, you and I have been friends for several months now. And what I love so much about
over a year now.
I know. So what I love so much about our friendship, Tori, is that you will call me out on my bullshit. Like you will call me out on it. You don't have to agree with everything that I do. And I respect that. That's a true friendship. Someone that will play devil's avocado. and
I do like playing devil's avocado.
You know what I mean? But that's what I love so much about you, is that you will call me out on my shit when you think that I'm doing something wrong or saying something that's not accurate. And that's a true friendship to me.
Well, thank you. I want to say first that I don't think you've ever done or said anything that would actually equate to bullshit. But and it's not calling you out on it, but I certainly do like playing devil's avocado with you and pitching other angles. But also, even if you did something that I went, wow, Shanna, and you were sticking to your guns and you believed that it was warranted, I would back you as well. So it's not just, I don't see it as, I appreciate what you're saying. I don't see it so much as calling you out. I would certainly have your back if you did something, even if I thought it was a kind of weird move.
Right.
But you
would never compromise your ethics for me.
No.
Like when it comes to like morality, moral compass, like you would, you'd be my friend and you'd be loyal, but that doesn't mean you agree with it or participate in it.
No, although but the most immoral thing you've done in the 12 months I've known you is you blame your farts on your child. I mean, let's be honest, Shannon, you're not really bad news when it comes to the
Okay.
front. I'm just going back into chat for a second to see. Elle Taylor made a comment as well that she was saying people who support bullies are just as bad, and then went on to say, or if you help pay that bully's bills. I agree with that. How weird is it when you're in a live and someone is going off at another YouTube creator or a sub or whatever, and people start giving super chats going, yeah, go you good thing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you both feel about that?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Colorado Crime Con, you want to take this? I feel like I've been blabbering.
No, it's all good. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. So just because you may support somebody financially doesn't mean you're co-signing the entirety of the behavior, but you ultimately believe in them as a creator. I think, do you have the right at that point to call them on their shit? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not done enough. In my opinion, from what I've seen, is people are not called on their shit enough behind closed doors in a private conversation, because plenty of people have been called on their shit in a very public platform.
Yeah.
In a very public way in which it's done for maximum impact.
Absolutely.
And it can destroy somebody.
Yeah.
But equally so, what about all the weird shit that goes on behind the scenes,
Oh my God. I'd never want to be in a group chat again. Can I just say that for the record?
Hell no. Hell no.
No.
It's going to come back and bite me in the ass. I know it is.
Oh my God.
I mean, initially I thought it was a brilliant idea. Not so much anymore. But I think when you get around certain people that become toxic, you start to think like them.
Yeah.
And you start to just go along with it because it's the path of least resistance.
Absolutely. I think you're right.
You would rather not rock the boat.
Rock the boat.
At least for me, I'm more of a passive person. Now I'll stand and fight if I have to. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't think that I'm not going to stand up for myself.
Right.
Because I will in a heartbeat. And
I wish I had an ounce of your temerity, because I got myself in the permission I ended up in because I didn't speak up sooner because I was scared to. And then when I did, I got kicked up the clacker, which was good. It ended up being the best thing that could have happened, because I got to a point where I was too scared to speak up, and I learned so much from that. I've learned so much about myself this year, and I'm definitely a lot more assertive, and in future I'll speak up a lot sooner. But I had to deal with the residual guilt for quite a few months that I was actually complicit in stuff, not that I was participating in it, but I just wasn't saying anything and stopping it. And it's a horrible feeling. It's horrible to feel that you had the capacity to say something and stop it, or I probably wouldn't have stopped it, I'm being realistic, but at least say something and move on, get out. So in future, I certainly wouldn't let things go on as long as I did this year. I learnt my lesson big time.
Yeah. And I think for me, the turning point for me personally was when I became close with someone else. I had a good friendship, like a very solid friendship with someone else in this group chat. And when they were thrown theoretically under the bus and I stood up for them, I figured this is just going to be a toxic situation. So I didn't want to continue, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Because I found myself between 3 or 4 different creators trying to play nice and trying to keep the peace.
Right.
And ultimately, I had no other choice but to get out before things became incredibly dangerous for my own physical safety.
Right.
You know, like that's, people are coming into my real life, able to physically touch my life and dramatically alter it.
Yeah. And I wasn't willing to concede and put my stamp of approval on something that would basically throw a friend of mine under the bus. I wasn't able to say that that is okay. So in turn, I chose to leave on my own will. And I don't have any regrets. I mean, because at the end of the day, that was the defining moment for me personally, was that I'm not going to say that this is okay, to say this about my friend.
I was that friend.
Yes, Tori was that friend. And I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to say, oh, because you're a creator, it's okay. And everything that you say is, is gold and law. I'm not going to do that just because the certain person was a creator. I mean, at the end of the day, wrong is wrong, right is right. And I have to go with my gut and what I feel is right. And Tori's my friend. And
but
she
also,
was,
Santa, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, because I was just going to say that goes back to what you were just talking about before. And, this, and we've covered it a bit, is this fear that we all end up in, this position of fear to not speak up for ourselves or not speak up for our friends and so on. And the sad thing is, in the real world, the beautiful friendships that you have with people, and this includes you, Shanna, are the friendships where you can be honest with each other. It's such a fulfilling, wonderful relationship to have with someone. I mean, my sister and I are so honest with each other to the point of bringing up things that you think, oh, my God, she's going to fly off the handle and lose it. And she doesn't. We respond with such positivity and love. And I think that, initially I probably did feel like there were definitely power divides in it, and I was very complicit. And that's when I also started to realise they weren't genuine friendships, because in a genuine friendship, you shouldn't feel scared to say what you want to say. I mean, say it nicely, obviously. You don't have to be a complete fuckwit about it. But to not ever be able to sort of disagree with someone and then you get punished for that, that's bullshit. That's not how real life works. That's not how true relationships work. It's not how you treat people that you love. We're all different. We've all come from different backgrounds, different stories, different experiences. And that's what makes having friends that you love so rich, because we all learn from each other.
And I feel like I'm intelligent enough to say, Tori, just because I may have issues with this particular person doesn't mean that you guys can't be friends. And to be in a situation where you feel anxiety just because you know that a particular creator is not fond of a person that you're in their live and you're afraid to comment is so silly to me. Like,
very, and it's completely undermining, I think, what the whole point of this platform is. I mean, bring on intelligent discussion, bring on lively debates, bring on contentious topics and discuss it like adults. Let people come into your channel that might be the enemy of someone else that you love. And I mean, I've never blocked anyone who's come into my channel. I've had people that were sparring at the time coming into my chat and happily chatting away together in the past.
Absolutely.
So I think it's sad, because I think this platform has so much potential, or had so much potential.
If people would just focus on their own content and creativity, focus on their own channels, their own content, their own creativity. Don't worry about like the whole jealousy of somebody else being successful or somebody else doing something. That's good for them. Like, just focus on yourself and focus on, you know what I mean? And making your own channel successful, and not you, but in general.
Yeah, but look at the root of all of this. What is ultimately the root of all this jealousy?
Money.
And hate. Exactly.
Money. Cha-ching.
And hate.
Cha-ching.
And everything else.
Money, 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 money.
Yep.
Which is why I'm glad I can't get monetized till I've had 10 gazillion lifetime views, whatever the hell they are. But just on a couple of comments in the chat, Mel made a point. She said, if you have issues with someone, go to the source. And I agree. When it's someone when the source is someone you have a relationship with and you're connected to, definitely. If someone just went live and said some bullshit about me for the hell of it, I'd probably contact them and go, what's going on?
Right.
But there's also a lot of people that I think if they said stuff about me or whatever, I'd rather just get on with my life and not get involved. There are certain creators that I don't want to engage. And to me, I make that decision because I don't think it's worth it, because to me it's just going to open a can of worms. And, you know, I've seen how things erupt and explode on YouTube, and nobody wants to get caught up in that lava flow. You know what I mean? So sometimes I think you've got to make a decision based on who that person is. But I agree, going to the source is the mature thing to do, and preferably don't do it online.
Right. Absolutely.
And interestingly, Shanna and I didn't. You know, we've had to sort of support each other through this and stay quiet. It's interesting in the last few months how many people have come along with similar stories. I mean, Colorado Crime Con, you know, we all have connected, and while we don't go into the nitty-gritty about what's happened to each of us, just the fact that the same shit has happened, you know, it's actually brought a lot of people together.
Absolutely.
And I guess, I mean, I never really wanted to go live and discuss it, but I just think whether it's going to change people's minds or not, I'm not that sort of full on about myself that I think this is going to change anyone's minds. The people that are in chat are all on the same page with us pretty much. So, but I also feel just putting it out there, at least it makes me feel good in a way that I'm finally getting a right of reply.
Absolutely. For sure.
I mean, I probably won't go into detail until I see how much shit is going to be thrown my way. Because it's coming. I know it is.
Yeah.
Because this one individual person can't keep her mouth shut about me.
Well, I'll just say for the record that I am not a fan of sharing screenshots of private conversations. I feel like that does no good for anybody. If anything, it exacerbates the situation and fuels it.
Well, and it fits the narrative at the time.
It fits the narrative.
There's zero context to a screenshot with 3 different people's names on it.
Absolutely. You can clip and edit it and make it fit your narrative for sure.
The other thing with that too, I mean, that's a huge issue, and something Shanna and I lived through that we had no control over, but because we were in a group chat, and you don't go into a group chat. Well, I didn't. I mean, I will in future. I probably won't ever go into a group chat again, but I did not go into that group chat thinking at any point in time that anything that was said was going to be made public. At that point in time, we were all friends, we were all mucking around, we were building friendships basically and getting to know each other. And at no point did I think, wow, what if someone in this group gets burned and decides to go public with it? Like, that thought didn't even cross my mind. And when it actually happened, it was the most sickening, horrible feeling, because our names weren't blurred out and there were things that were being said in chat by other people that were pretty bad. But we all got, like I said earlier, tarred with the same brush. And, you know, the fact that someone would do that is, to me, is just the lowest act, because if you go into a group chat at the start thinking, I'm going to screenshot the fuck out of this and one day use it against all of these people, there's something really wrong with you.
Right, absolutely.
And nobody picks up the tone of a shot. Mel just said what I'm trying to. You don't know the context. Exactly, you don't. They take so much got taken out of context. I mean, I'm very sarcastic and dry, and a lot of the things that I write, even to my sister, I can send her a message and I'm joking and she'll go, why are you in a bad mood today? And it's like, no, that was me being sarcastic. But yeah, and you can easily edit things and slice things up. I mean, but the fact that someone's even decided that that's okay for the public domain. I don't have a problem with someone posting a screenshot of an email or something that's proving, you know, if someone's gone live about them and they're saying something that didn't happen and they've got proof and they can say this is what actually happened, that's fine. I hope that ever happens to me, but if that's what they need to do to prove something, because I'm all about evidence, bring it on. But to betray the trust of a group of people who are just modding a channel and put all that shit out there because they've got a beef with one person and they throw 12 under a bus. That's fucked up.
It is messed up.
It is, but at that point, everybody's collateral damage.
Absolutely. And, you know, I mean, interestingly, you know, another aspect of my life, I've ended up feeling like I'm collateral damage in some infighting between other people, and that's also what happened on YouTube. I've had like it from my real life and also online life. And you either try to defend yourself, but then you attract a whole new heap of drama and people starting up videos about you, or you try to deal with it offline. And I'm just so grateful that I had someone who went through the same thing with me in Shanna.
Right. Likewise.
And we've been able to hold each other's hands through that. You should see how many cat gifts we send each other. My God.
Every day.
But,
Well,
you know,
I could
without
just say-
Shanna, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't talk to my real life friends about this.
They wouldn't understand.
Mad.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, you know, I just really want people to understand that it would be like being in a private conversation with one of your closest friends because you share a lot of private things in these group messages, and you feel comfortable and the walls are down and you joke around a lot. And I'm a very jovial, silly person. I joke around a lot. 99% of what I say is just, you know, tongue in cheek, just trying to get a laugh. And then to have that spliced up and shared on a public platform to make it seem like it was malicious in nature is just horrible. And I've learned my lesson. I can tell you that right now. I will never be in that situation again.
No, we certainly won't. Was it once bitten, twice shy? Carly, I've just remembered to highlight comments from chat, which I should have been doing from the start, but this was a bit of a test run, and it's also nearly 2 hours, so I'll probably wrap this up in the next 20 minutes. But Carly says, it must feel like your house has been robbed having all private stuff online. It would make me feel sick.
It's exactly true.
It did. And I mean, I felt sick, not just for myself, but everyone that I cared about in that group. Some people had pictures of their kids in their profile pics, and they were all up there as well, which is horrible. And yeah, it was really, really sickening. I didn't react with anger. I reacted with absolute shock. I couldn't believe it happened. And yeah, completely nauseating. How did you feel about it, Shanna?
Well, the best thing I can relate it to is when I was 17 years old, somebody broke into my car in my house, in my parents' driveway, and actually cut out with a knife my factory radio. I mean, it's so stupid when you think about it, but they just cut the dash out of my car. And I remember waking up the next morning to go to school and opening the door. Well, the window was broken, so I saw that someone had basically robbed me. And that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a violation. It felt like somebody took something of mine that had no really true use, but just stole it from me for the purpose of stealing it and exploiting it and making me feel horrible. There was nothing positive that came from that, nothing constructive. All it did was hurt people. It's just stupid.
And it's a really horrible feeling.
It is horrible.
They're your personal belongings, and it just feels like such an invasion. What about you, Colorado Crime Con? What sort of reaction did you find yourself having to this stuff?
I initially got irate. Like, I flew off the handle and just went nuts because I was like, what the hell? Like, why are you coming after me? Like, everybody that are surrounding these people, how did you pick me out? And it was a violation, and at a very crucial time in my own life, and everything that I had worked for years for had been plucked straight out of my life. So what I had spent years working towards and building towards was just ripped right from my hands, and I lost everything. Well, seemingly lost everything. Now I look back at it and I'm like, I'm an idiot. Like, I should have just walked away then. and just been done with it. But yeah, it's an absolute violation. It's a violation of your trust. It's taking something that you said in confidence and throwing it out to the entire world.
And the thing is, if we knew at the time that it was going to get, oh, thank you, Mel. She's so good saying like and subscribe. Bless you, gorgeous. Hey, Mel, you'll be proud of me. I got a thumbs down before I even went live. What was I going to say? With the chat, I've lost my train of thought. I was pretty much just going to say that you go in there and you're mucking around with people. You don't think about what you're writing. You're not thinking it's going to become something that's thrust in the public domain. And yeah, some things can certainly, in black and white, there they are. They're not nice, but there's so many things that, without the full context,
Right.
It's hard to know what people were talking about. But the reality is, none of us went into those chat groups with bad intentions, thinking, let's say the most horrible things we can about everyone on the planet, in the faint hope that it ends up in the public domain one day.
Of course not.
You know what I mean?
Never.
Like nothing was. I mean, there's certainly. I'm not saying that things weren't said with bad intentions in that bubble and from time to time, and that's what I'm still trying to process myself, that I wish I'd spoken up sooner and put an end to it, or at least been kicked out for speaking up. I probably could have saved myself a few months of turmoil if I'd spoken up. But because of that experience in future, not with chat bubbles, I'm staying away from them, but in future and this year I really have started speaking up, and it's a difficult road to take, but the outcome is always way better.
And I will give you some props, Tori. I will have to say, I could not have made it without you to lean on, because you have been my strength. You have been my anchor throughout all of this. And I just really appreciate your friendship and everything that you've done for me.
Well, you have been my banana and and my rock, and I agree, and then, Colorado Crime Con, we've reconnected with her, who's had a similar, if not way worse, really. I mean, in terms of what's happened, I don't mind admitting that the stuff that happened to me is minor compared to you,
Absolutely.
Colorado Crime Con.
Same.
But there's also, it appears to be now, there are people out there on the YouTube land that have got even bigger crap to deal with. And I really feel for them, because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone that just starts a channel and they've got an idea for content and they just want to have fun, and Mel, once again, you're not stopping making your content. You're vital to this getting YouTube, positive and happy. But the people who start channels specifically to throw their weight in and get involved in stuff, I don't waste my time on them.
No, absolutely.
And the ones in chat that don't have their own channels, they're entitled to their opinion. But, when we were very small, my mum said to us, if you are prepared to go into the arena and fight for what you think is right, then you can have as strong a voice as you want. But if you're just sitting in the crowd watching what's going on in the arena, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I mean, I don't disagree.
She was a trucker, we didn't joke that.
I mean, I don't disagree. But, if you're going to mess in this arena of YouTube and something that's not policed very well, that is essentially, the new frontier, the wild, wild west of today's day and age, then you're either going to grow a thick skin and you're going to stand up for yourself, or you're going to run and cower. Those are the options. There's no in between, unfortunately.
It's flight or fight, isn't it, really?
It is.
And pardon me. I think what I mean, though, with what my mum said is that it's often the people in the crowd that have the biggest opinions and the biggest voices.
Yes.
And it's very easy to sit behind your keyboard and
warriors.
be mouthy. But if you actually walk into the arena and put yourself there, like you're saying, you're either going to end up with a tough skin or you're going to run away. But at least if you're putting yourself out there, you've got more of a right to be vocal, I guess is what that whole point is. It's more that the people that are in chat that are just stirring the pot constantly but are not actually putting the camera on or going live or creating their own channel, those voices I just don't pay that much attention to. But the voices in the arena, I do.
Yeah. Well, I love y'all. I'm going to head off and head to bed, but I love y'all.
Well, I love you too, Shanna, and I'm going to wrap this discussion up shortly. Mel, yes, you definitely have to be happy and positive too. So you do what's right for you, and we'll all back you either way. I just think it's a shame because you are one of the channels I do love going to because it's really fun and entertaining, and there should be more of it. Thank you so much, though, for joining us, Shanna. I guess I have to remove you.
Yeah, we'll chat. Right? We'll chat later.
We certainly will.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
You're gonna head off to CCC?
Yeah, I'm gonna head off and take care of the fur lady. So.
Well, yeah, you go look after Maddie. So your Maddie's is it Maddie like Madeline, not Matty?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, like Maddie.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yes. So my whole thing about my godson and his dog Matthew was just a pointless exercise earlier.
It's close enough.
Well, you go look after Maddie, and thank you for coming up. And hopefully things will either blow over very, very quickly, but at best, I hope we all come through the other end unscathed.
Absolutely. I mean, we have each other, so.
That's right. And that's the thing. It's really, I guess, one of the greatest comforts for both, and I can speak on behalf of Shanna because she's gone on a panel and talked about it too, but one of the greatest comforts is realising we weren't on our own. It certainly makes you feel good when there's other people. It's horrible that everyone's in the same boat because shitty things have happened.
Yeah.
But having this beautiful community of people that are all in the same boat, it's making life a lot easier.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, we all have those experiences that, you know, remember the good times, but, you know, obviously through the insanity have brought us all closer together, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. But I think in a way, you know, that it's the nice side of humanity too, that people are now sort of reconnecting and supporting each other. And I think it makes a big difference when there are other people that understand exactly what you've gone through and how it's affected you. It's just comforting, I guess, to know that, yeah, you're not dealing with it on your own. Because, I mean, I don't know how I would have. I'm so grateful that I had Shanna.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was definitely alone until I messaged both of you guys and realized I'm far from alone.
Absolutely not. There's a whole heap of us. There's probably hundreds and thousands of us, really.
And that's what's crazy.
It could end up being, maybe I should rename my channel again. Call it YouTube Rehab, and we can all just come here and talk about it.
No, the YouTube burn book.
Oh, no, I'm not going down that road again. Yeah, no, it's way too close to that list that came out.
I know. It's coming back out there.
Well, I'm restating for the record, the only involvement I had with that was to ask to have some people taken off it. But again, tarred with the same brush, you know, and I did at one point comment I didn't like the name of it, but that was about as brave as I got at that point in time. And I was overruled, but I just stating for the record, my only involvement with that was quite late in the piece. It was right before I was ruthlessly terminated, but I did actually ask for some people who were subs to my channel who I had no problem with for them to be taken off it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll all be back out there again, and but that's all right. We've got our little therapy group. We'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I don't dislike my reflection at the end of the day, and neither do you, neither does Shanna. Nope. So we soldier on. But thank you so much for coming up, and thanks to everyone in chat too. Oh,
thanks for having me.
My pleasure. I'll let you go, and I'll just wrap up with chat.
Okay. Have a good night or
chat
day.
Soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, gorgeous. Alrighty. So, I'm going to wrap this up very shortly. Mel, I started a new channel and then I went, why are you doing that? Just change your existing channel and get on with it. I think the heading gives me room to do all the things I want to do on YouTube. I can always just I'll take a leaf out of an Australian comedian, Greg Fleet's book. He had a show years ago called Spooky. and there was really nothing in his show that was spooky at all. But every now and then he had 5 or 6 candles just burning in the corner of the stage, and every now and then he'd just glance over them and go, spooky. So I think using that same concept, even if I'm talking about something that isn't technically controversial or the Australian definition of drama, every now and then I'll just go, drama. So, yeah, so the old one is still there, but I can't remove it because it's connected to this one. So I'm hoping people will just unsubscribe to it and come back over here and it'll just disappear. Probably a good backup channel to have in case I need it. Bye, Life at Home. Bye, Marie. I totally get what you're saying, Keza, and I'm actually going to be out and proud and go into channels if I want to and start speaking up. I'm kind of at the point now where I think I'm not going to let the fear of the YouTubes, stop me from being myself. If I want to go into a person's chat and chatter away and someone has an issue with it, it's on them, not me. Does anyone have anything to part with? I mean, I think, kudos to both Colorado Crime Con and Shanna for coming up on the panel and having a good old chat. I'm glad we nutted out the direction of my new channel or my channel at the start. And I think my parting word is, if you fart, own it. Don't blame Barry and Bart. They're just budgerigars. Anyway, till next time, stay groovy. Love you guys. Have fun on YouTube. Spread the message. Take care.